Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my YouTube channel in the month of June of 2022. And beautiful weather. The energies are also beautiful, victorious, glorious, coming from those extremely high dimensions. But here, for some reason, also, well, for certain reasons, we have a specific mission. We're also dealing here with this density here. And while we are ascending to the next octave, right, we're transitioning to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, soul connection, consciousness expansion. And my work that is becoming more and more clear, right? We are leaving the ego, the 3D paradigm, and things are changing, shifting. Just look at the sun, look at the frequency vibration. Look at these energies. We are resurrecting everything of the ancients. Okay, we're connecting to our star family, galactic family, all this interconnectedness of all many races, ET races. Remember our DNA. Actually, we have a ET DNA, RH negative. This is going to be the way to go. Okay. And time to just kind of claim our power and inheritance. Of course, we're also doing in the name of humanity, because this planet's been kind of shut down, all these frequency fences and the quarantine zone, so the negative ones can rule, and for them to rule and pretty much manipulate right, the human race, and just exploit all these resources. And they've been waging war for quite some time, and it's time to restore peace on earth, on this planet. And this planet needs to reunite with all these other planets, in this galaxy, in this universe, and other universes, ultraverse, in this omniverse. Okay, everything is on the continuum into the infinite. Remember, we're the beings of light, and we're infinite, we're eternal, and we're timeless. So resurrecting those light codes, remember all these the sacred geometry, all this narrative, even the 3D language, the words, guys. We are now going above all that. It's all about frequency vibration. Okay, frequency vibration, as we are 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter. We're sound light, frequency vibration. And this, the universal laws, I will go over those couple of laws from this book. I also have here papers, that's from Lisa Rini, Knowledge, the Law of Correspondence, and the Law of Vibration. Okay. And remember, we are bringing the divine justice here. Those who are on that's the assignment, that's the ray, the first ray of creation. That's the divine law, divine will. Okay, the cosmic sovereign law, we're aligning, right, this planet, and with this new grid system, we have this new planetary network. Okay, the Albion body. Okay, the new geometry, sacred geometry. All is now being restored to that divine original blueprint, right? The was it the cosmic blueprint, okay, even of our planet, in this 15-dimensional time matrix, from the solar rishis. Okay, here they're finally being able to come to our dimension, right, because they come from the pre-matter. Okay, this is the whole kind of cosmology, guys. The ascension is happening, right, raising the frequency vibration. You can even study that. And for those who are spiritual warriors, embodying the avatar self, your higher self, we are also integrating the Christ mind, the Buddha minds, and the avatar mind, which is the 10, 11, and 12 dimension, in order to clear that energy, do the transformational work, because we've been dealing with those fallen angelics, right? And the Anunnaki and the Dracos and the reptilians and those other races from the Phantom Matrix, the Vandal group, and the Master Raider races, right? And they pretty much resided, or they blocked themselves on that 10 and 11 dimension. But we are resurrecting the 12 dimension, the Stargate 12, Armathena, that was the cradle of Lyra, pretty much. That was the beginning of the human civilization. Okay, ancient civilization back then, billions of years ago. So the ancient is now kind of coming to forefront, right? We have the ancient, we have the kind of the ancient history, and now we coming from the future, right? We're actually meeting here in this present moment, here and now. And yeah, we're here on a mission, we have assignment, and things are also getting more clear and clear with me, with the case and everything happened for the military. Is a very sensitive subject, right? I didn't know about all these treaties, whether with the Zetas and other races like the Dracos and the Anunnaki, the Orion group, and so we come here to experience all kinds of things. Yana was already kind of it was all kind of pre-planned, so, and walk-ins, like one soul leaves the body and another soul comes in. For us this is normal, right? Again, my videos, and for everybody, guys, those who resonate with my message, who came here also for an assignment, and spiritual warriors, like I said, and also only take what resonates with you, leave the rest, because I'm sharing everything through my soul signature, energy signature, through my operational system, and the information is based on direct experiences, and we are resurrecting the ancient teachings and wisdoms of the light divine from those higher etheric planes, okay, and the teachings of the Essenes, right, the true teachings of Yeshua, okay. So we're doing multidimensional, interdimensional really work, and it's loaded with all kinds of energies and vibrations and light codes. So really what I am saying with you, I'm just trying to bring it here in the physical plane, but it's all about the frequency, the energy, and really what is kind of in this invisible world. As the veil is thinning, and now so many things are transpiring and happening, right? And we thought that this is it, just the physical world, the 3D, and now it's we're not alone in this universe. Like, we knew that, those who are of that highly advanced nature, those volunteer souls, and here bringing the divine justice online, which is not easy. And always have affinity to universal laws. Back then when I was in Prague, was 2021. I mean, oh my God, universal laws, that's the way to go, right? If you want the fairness, and you have to study that, you have to become that, and you have to also learn how to navigate through all these kind of dimensions and parallel realities, because this is a very kind of complex, and this is a work that is requires lots of responsibility, and you have to be in your heart, in your core, okay? You gotta be a spiritual warrior. You have to have connection to the divine, a loving God with all your heart, mind, and soul, okay, in order to do the work, just like Yeshua was doing the work, right? Bringing the peace on earth here, and he was doing the interstellar, the activation back then, 2,000 years ago, just kind of preparing the planet for ascension. So as you see, the ascension, right, it's been actually kind of happening for quite some time, or there are those steps, okay, but always because of the infiltration, invasion, and the wars going on, the war in consciousness, guys. We are actually in a war, but those who've done the inner work, right, it's all about the frequency vibration. You'll see, guys, that even the laws, what they're saying, you have to master your energies, you have to master your mind, you have to master your emotions, okay, and also your language, the words that you are speaking, because everything is then being sent out, and what you are sending out, it will come back to you. The law of cause and effect, right? What goes around comes around. It's like nothing is really hidden anymore. I mean, no stone unturned, right? Like, we're doing the the disclosure, the exposure on all those levels, and for all these decades and all these years, millennia, thousands of years, and even millions of years, guys. So oh my goodness, this is a complex topic here, but I just wanted to let me see, start this, the energy is the foundation for universal laws, okay? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So Declaration of Independence, United States of America, okay, that was July 4th of 1776, okay? And we are, everything is changing. Those are the founding fathers. They wrote this bold statement, okay? And remember, they had connection to the divine. They had connection to the Holy Father. They had connection also to the other races, like the Pleiadians, okay? The 7 star sisters. And so we are resurrecting that ancient knowledge and the truth. That's why we are here, the column of light shining bright. We are holding the highest frequency vibration, so the truth can be revealed, but it does require lots of work, work, also research, and even meditation and transformational work, right? That's the negative ego transformation, in order for us to see, right, the cleansing, clearing, purification of our senses, of our mind, and of our energy body, but also the physical body as well, so we can become one light. We can become, like the just the light, the beings of light. That's who we are, right? The food, the nutrition, guys, I've been talking about it a lot in my Ascension Guardian protocol, okay? And so I'm on this path of ascension, of enlightenment, right? Of going to those higher dimensions, with you guys. Even though we already came here ascended, and we already we came from extremely high dimensions that people don't really even understand, and we are here to do the disclosure, whatever needs to be done, working with the Ashtar, the Galactic Command, okay, and also like with the military on the project, because things cannot be hidden anymore. That's what it is. No more hiding, no more pretending, being artificial, superficial, this sugar-coatedness, this is all breaking apart, right? The 3D matrix is collapsing, and we are bringing those higher energies online, okay? And even the knowledge of the ancient history, the cosmic earth history, very important, the guardian material. So again, only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And here's just like a summary of energy here, that everything is energy. God is mind, energy, or thought. We are part of this God force, and thus co-creators with God, with the divine, okay? Every energy travels in a circular motion or fashion. Therefore, what goes around comes around. And now here I am touching the topic of those negative aliens, and all this destruction, and all these perversions and hybridization, and the proxy wars with proxy Israel, and all these experimentations that they were doing on humanity, and kidnapping or killing, murdering children, sexual ritual abuses, okay? Remember, there's a faction here in this visible world. Many of them actually, they had to be engaged in those kind of horrible practices, and did horrible crimes, but we see the energies, what is really behind. And so even like the Epstein guy, what is it, with all these pedophilia and so on, guys, what you see, it's not that's how it's just only little percent of what you see, what really is happening. That's the entire network behind these individuals, okay? That what they either were arrested, or how come there's no, of course there is no jurisdiction for them, guys. You have to understand the energies. You have to understand also the psychology, or you have to have the psychic abilities to really communicate with the Dracos, with the reptilians, with the Zetas, right? I mean, they have technology hundreds or thousand years in advance, and this is more and more confirmation. There's more and more proof that, oh my God, we don't have this kind of technology, okay? Including the UFO, or the spaceship and the spacecrafts, but we could have had it, if we allowed Nikola Tesla and his laboratory to continue the work. And then if we sign contract with the Pleiadians of the positive faction, the Ashtar, the Galactic Command back then, right, in 40s or 50s, instead the US Congress signed contract with the negative ones, and the Zeta that works for the Seeker Empire. And also, then you have these wounded soldiers, and how come this is happening? How can you help those veterans? Here we go, yoga, Ayurveda, you do the inner work. And for me, that was kind of easy breezy. You just return back to God, to source. But I got a backlash because I didn't know all this secrecy, and about DARPA and military industrial complex, military industrial extraterrestrial complex. I didn't know about the ICC, all these interplanetary conglomerates, and and this whole mafia kind of network that infiltrated the entire infrastructure. I didn't know about Project Paperclip. Okay, so again, my videos are for educational, even entertainment purposes, you know. Guys, only really take what resonates with you, because we need to bring this to the surface, right? To see it for who it is, to acknowledge it. So then we can transform, transmute it. We can heal, create those centers or communities with ETs, with their highly advanced technology, to heal, not to do damage like those negative guys, right? So we deal with negative aliens, with their negative alien agenda, and of course, you know, with the Cabal, with the Illuminati. But remember, so many of you know, those families, the nobility family, they didn't want to be engaged in those horrible activities, but they were forced, you know, all this bribery and all this black magic, all this sorcery, and you know, who knows what else. Okay, and you know, those actually, you know, scientists and beautiful people even coming online right back then in 40s, 50s, right, they were threatened too, and imprisoned and then tortured. Okay, so now, because of the energies, the cosmic light, the plasma light frequencies, the gamma rays frequencies, even though of course so many people are still dying, or so many people are still threatened, but now, you know, so many things become visible, right? That's why the inner work, the ascension, right? Your third eye is opening, right? Now what you see is not what you see, hear, have, or what you hear, really, because we've been here programmed, mind control, all this dogma, okay, all this limited belief system, all this conditioning, okay, that you gotta go to work and pay bills and pay taxes, while, you know, the taxes, the money pretty much went to those psyops, those Black Sun operations here, Men in Black. That's what happened to me. How come I was not informed? You have to let me know what's going on, okay? If you don't want me to continue with this project, just let me know. You have to communicate. But again, it's a military. I mean, those factions, military factions, they're even fighting amongst each other, okay? And you know, that's why you have to be strong. You have to be in your power. And like I said, you know, I'm working with the Asha, the Galactic Command. You have the High Command, and now with the Solar Rishis, we're bringing the divine justice here through understanding and embodying the universal laws, the law of one, the cosmic sovereign law. Okay, and I created this credo for the New Earth jurisdiction. You can find it on my website, yanakalai.com. And again, it's for those advanced souls who understand, who feel, you know. And like, I speak for other races as well, because they're good Zetas, they're good Grays, or like they're good, you know, Dracos. And but you know, the benevolent, especially the benevolent ETs, right? Like the Icturians, the Syrians, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, right? They're even our star family. You know, this the Christos star family. They're hosting this ascension. So connecting really to the cosmic heart of this galaxy. Is the Andromeda. But remember, Andromeda is a huge big galaxy, and of course the blood Alpha Draconis, they also come from it. Okay, but then you have also the good Dracos, and you know, those other benevolent ETs. Some of them are humanoids, some of them are not, guys. So talking about ETs, extraterrestrials, it's nothing new under the sun. And the, you know, the children being born, you know, with their diamond sun DNA being activated, or you know, with this new structure, or the structure of the 5D Earth, right, or even beyond, it's all kind of being activated. And you know, even though some of the children, they get this, you know, that the good ETs, benevolent ETs, have technology, can neutralize those negative effects of those nanobots that comes from the negative faction. Okay, and you know, you can even kind of detox. It's all about raising the frequency vibrations, all about love, being in your heart chakra, or your higher heart. And of course, the pineal gland, guys, is very important. That's your 9th chakra. And you know, 10th chakra, right, it's above your crown chakra. So you just bring that soul essence online here, soul connection, consciousness expansion. You know, that's pretty much, you're resurrecting the 5D, right, the higher 4th dimension, 5 and 6 dimension. Guys, I work with the bot flame, the crown chakra. That's already 7 ray, 7 dimension. I work with the first ray, the blue flame, okay, the God's law, God's will, and of course I work with the 7 ray. So that's the sacred, the violet flame, Saint Germain, right, of freedom, of transformation, transmutation, of joy, of liberation, of forgiveness. So we have to be forgiving. So again, screaming, shouting, you know, at each other, and blaming, judging, this is not the way to go. You have to start, reassemble yourself, bring all the pieces of your soul together, because we can now, because of the reconstruction, the astral plane, because that's how we were hijacked. Our soul matrix was hijacked. Our emotions, right? They were playing with us, and all these horrible chemicals and poison in our food, and in soil, in the entire atmosphere, right? And so we are pretty much all genetically modified, but because of the help of ETs, and the star seeds are here, holding the highest timeline for the ascension. It's like a ripple effect, right? Because we can affect many souls. Just one person who is doing the inner work, and who is here already in that ascended state, and who comes from those higher realms of existence, and who is the volunteer soul. For us here to be on planet Earth, is the mission, is the service, right? And it's like I said, in a way, for us, even it's a sacrifice, because we know those beautiful the beautiful world in those higher dimensions, and just like even in the inner earth. Do I have the book in Inner Earth, guys? Recommending you to to read that. This beautiful Telosian society living in the inner earth. And there was this Admiral Byrd, right? He also flew just right after World War II, whether the inner earth, whether it was through Antarctica. There is a portal to the inner earth, but again, it was classified, or who knows what that. Then they consider you have a mental, you're schizophrenic, or you have a mental problems when you talk about those kind of things. Not anymore, okay? Not anymore. Everything has to be brought to divine justice. And we are dealing with the cartel here, and with the mafia, the black nobility family. But the wheel is turning, right? We're changing of this, the changing of the guards. Okay, now time for the white nobility family, the true royals coming from the stars here, right? And resurrecting the universal laws, the law of one. And here we have to embody that, right? I'm teaching it, but then also you have to learn how to navigate, how to, you have to practice it, so then you can apply it in your each and everyday life, right? What are you thinking? What are you projecting? How are your emotions doing? What kind of words are you using? Okay. And so being in your heart structure, have really strong inner core. Okay. And just kind of, being aligned with that positive faction. And once you increase your light quotient, you live in neutrality. That's the 0 point balance. That's a God matrix source of our genesis. Okay, you're just compassionate witness, okay, but at the same time with God's sovereign free boundaries, and you feel that power, that strength that is within you, especially for warriors, right? Dealing with all these horrible things happen in the military, and also has to do with all these sex games and sexuality, all these perversions, rape, the torture, the energies in the astral plane was also resurrected or arrested in those recruitments corporations. Remember also the United States, right? I was like, oh, freedom, USA, America, right? I didn't know that it was under the United States corporations, and with all these draconian measurements, and with the United States, what is the Constitution suspended since 1871, and then you have the Jekyll Island thing, the Federal Reserve in 1913, with those Alpha Draconis kind of create again, pretty much continuing the Babylonian Empire. Okay, the sex magic, the money magic, all these curses, and I just don't want to repeat all this stuff. But also it comes with that entity, with that individual, Aleister Crowley, right? This whole darkness here everywhere, and infiltrating the royalty, right? The royalty, also the Rothschild. Remember, not all, like when you hear the word Rothschild, the Anunnaki, some of us actually, we do have the that bloodline, but we come here, as already as realized soul. Okay, and so we come here to cleanse that lineage. Somebody has to come here and really balance these energies, what was done through Adolf Hitler, for example. Okay, so we're doing this work, the transformational work. Okay, we're the transformers, the reformers, we're the system busters. Okay, of that inversion, perversion, running the base 10 mathematics. Okay, the Metatronic reversals. We work with codes, guys. Okay, and that's why I understand energies. I know what I feel, how I feel. That's why people like Lisa Renee and others, they put things into my perspective, so then I can share that with you, what really happened to me. And it's just because I just didn't know how to explain what was happening, things that were done to me on that astral plane, just like breaking the skull, getting into my chakra column, messing up with all that, pretty much hijacking me through my subconscious mind, trying to abduct me, right? And it's like where was that information back then, a decade ago? Now it's everything is surfacing. More and more people start realizing there's they're UFO. Even so much was covered up with the Roswell crash, right? Because they were beings, they were ETs, whether Zetas or Greys, right? I don't know how many of them died. And then the shadow military, whatever, they took them, and also they took the technology. And here you're paying, like, for example, all this money, what military, so-called somebody in military invented this, invented that. No, that technology they got from ET, extremely high advanced races, extraterrestrials. They got it for free, or they stole it. Okay, and now you're paying money for all that, or that's why it's just like it's just too much for me. That's why I live simply and I do my work. This is my passion, to share that knowledge and wisdom with you guys. Hope you take it for the positive, and do something positive about it, right? Because we're being monitored, and it's about really our thoughts, our mind, right? Our feelings, our emotions, even our actions, our deeds, right? Remember, the AI, the nanobots, I mean, it's like nothing is hidden. It's nothing is undercover anymore. All these top secrets and this. No, we're all being monitored. Good guys, bad guys, and it's for everybody. Good people, bad people, good ETs, bad ETs. Okay, so it's like you aligning yourself with your heart, with your soul, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. The strength is within. Having connection to the divine, to source, or to God. Holy Father, Holy Mother, Cosmic Heart, Father, Mother, God, the soul of rishis, right? That's my connection. That's my kind of soul signature, being really connected with the blue star born. Okay, and who came down here right after the cataclysm of Atlantis, because of the abuse of highly advanced technology. So I talk too much, right? So let me see. We create our future through thoughts, feelings, words, and actions, okay? And we each create our own reality with the energy we emit in each moment. And so being in the now, in the moment, this instant time, okay, that's our PowerPoint is now. Dark forces try to rob us of our power by getting us to feel guilty over the past and fear the future. But the past and future, both illusion, well, in some realities and dimensions, actually extremely real, right? With all these civilizations, highly advanced civilizations, Atlantis, Lemuria, ancient Egypt, and, Incas, and the northern Iran with the Magi Grail. But focusing on the present moment, in the now, is very important, and we need to let go of those attachments. And also the attachments to this physical world, they lower our frequency vibration. We need to be pretty much free, okay? And also do no harm, right? That's the law of ahimsa. And the vairaga, that's again all the Sanskrit words, that's a non-attachment. Attachment, it doesn't mean you're indifferent, it's just you're here in the present moment, in the power of our Lord. Okay, but this is again my vocabulary that I'm using. Not everybody is resonating with it. And so dark forces do not have power over us. They actually hijacked our consciousness, or these stealing all these lies and deceptions, and the highly advanced technology that they've been using here for quite some time, and thousands of years, right? And nobody being informed, even after World War II. Where's the information with the treaty with Zetas, trading highly advanced technology for abduction and hybridization with humans? Where's that information? And so all can be transformed in the light. That's why we use the violet flame of transformation, transmutation. Therefore, be in the light at all times. The light divine. Remember, we have also this technology that can make the false light, all this inversion and so on. So you have to really have that love for yourself, love for a creator, Holy Mother, right? That was the activation, the portal 666 yesterday, guys. So the energies are here. We are anchoring those energies, and that's the truth. That's the reality. It's all about tuning into those cosmic energies through your heart, through loving yourself, taking care of yourself, forgiving yourself, and just be the compassionate witness. And of course, we get triggered and we have still negativity in us. That's why asking, look at all the skeletons in your closet. We all have our shadow self, whether it's come from our lineage, right? Even from our Draconian DNA, the construct of the negative ego, right? We have a pain body, we have trauma, so we have to see it for what it is. The individual ascension, the individual healing, nobody will do for us, right? We have to pretty much do the inner work on ourselves, and just kind of look for information, do some research, and the meditation, japa mantra, or the 12D shielding. I mean, guys, that's kind of how I've been living for 12 years. I mean, everything that happened to me, to my body, right, that was total abomination, cost me lots of money, and took time for me to really come to, again, to self-realize self, okay? And so just teaching, giving you the knowledge, so may they be some shortcut for you. And so we have the law of divine oneness, and so the all creates it creates with the mind, so do we as human beings. God all creates with the mind, the thoughts. Guys, thoughts are vibrations before they become thoughts, okay? So we are sound, light, frequency, vibrations, and really the mind is very powerful. But again, I don't talk about the 3D mind, the linear mind. I talk about just going into our heart, into our center, also working on our imaginations, right? And positive affirmations, chanting, singing, dancing. That's how you kind of reactivate your divine feminine. That's the right hemisphere of the brain. And then all about the balance, right? Being in our heart. So when the mind heart synchronized, that's how you connect to your avatar self, or to your higher self, to your divinity. And that's who you truly are, having the direct connection to God, to source. So everything is connected with everything else, the law of divine oneness, okay? And let me say, the divine concept of oneness is the universal mind. It is the realization that all is mind, and the universe exists within this field of pure energy and light. All is consciousness, guys, everything, right? Even the planets, the suns, the animals, the plants, the minerals, and all beings of multidimensional forms who grace the Creator's kingdom. Nothing escapes this principle, for all is composed of the same substance at the subatomic level. Okay, so at the subatomic level, where the oneness concept sustains the life force within, and is also at this level where higher consciousness is realized. So the 3D mind needs to kind of be silenced, right? Or we need to kind of transform it, because really the stillness comes from within. And that's why, all these distractions and the external world, and, like I said, buying this and going to the movies, and again, buying, this material world is nothing but a distraction that keeps us here in this 3D mind, the linear thinking. Okay, we think how happy we are. We have all these goods and all these homes and houses, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, but where's the connection to the divine? People don't have time to really feel the heartbeat, and how you connect to that inner self, inner Christ, stilling your mind, right? And you have to do some prayers, meditation. There's an altar within that sacred chamber of your heart, where you can go each and every day. It's for free. Okay, that's where you can reconnect with your divine parents and feel free and be free. We are God, we are sovereign, we are free. So silencing the active mind is extremely important. Okay, she talks about that the mind energy is the golden liquid light. So surrounding ourselves, right, with that golden liquid light of the mind, and also this beautiful white light of our soul. Okay, so these are these energies that we can tune in actually, and by activating our DNA, right, our light body comes online, and we have the soul connection and connection with our higher self, guys. Okay. So the key to accessing this power lies in a person's ability to remain totally calm, balanced, and at peace during all situations. So be the compassionate witness. Don't engage much. Okay, those are the spiritual warriors, right? And who are here on a specific mission. So for us, it's extremely important to walk the middle path as well and have the mind still, like Satori, Zen, right? So then you can connect to the higher mind, the universal mind, the cosmic mind. Now it's accessible because of the activation of those cosmic plasma grids or the diamond grids. Okay, so this is now really the inner work and being focused and being determined. Okay, so yeah, we are experiencing magnetic flux, right? The reversals of the magnetic poles. But it has nothing to do like with the doom and gloom and the external kind of destruction, guys. It's energy, because we're energy. That's why all these ascension symptoms and nausea, all kinds of things that we're experiencing, we're restructuring our DNA, we're rewiring our subconscious mind, right? This all thinking, all habits, all need to go. It's not how it used to be. We're not going back to that normal 3D matrix, okay, working from 8 till 5 and all these kind of things, indoctrination. And this guy died on cross and he died for our sins. No, here's the law. Okay, what are you emitting? What kind of energy? What are you putting out there? What are you projecting? Because what goes around comes around. And understanding the energetics, and that's the law of correspondence. That actually you can trace it to the cause, to the original thought, right? That now transpires here on the physical material plane. That's what I'm saying. What we see on that physical plane is the effect of that cause that happened in those invisible planes of existence and those other dimensions. Okay, those high density, especially of those native aliens with their highly advanced technology, black hole technologies, all these controlling group, black sun, right, the black sun entities and the Balala group. Okay, and so all information is received as a result of the magnetic patterns that form around and in the individual. So for me, it's fine what you say, but we scan your energies. Even the intonation of your voice, it tells me all kinds of things, right? So that's why, even detaching from like the written word and written letter, right? That's why the 3D jurisdiction, nothing really is going to work, because now we're energy. So many people are practicing Reiki, right? It's like, oh, this is what I'm sensing. We're going back, listening to our intuition. We're going back to nature, right? What is divine, what is organic, what is natural, what is cosmic, what is galactic, what is interstellar, right? To our original divine blueprint. So something is written on a paper, right? Now you can sense the energies. Ooh, this comes from really negative forces, or this doesn't really resonate with me. And now, right, we are expressing our truth with loving kindness as we are resurrecting the original Constitution of 1776. It's all about, guys, accessing the divine mind. When an individual is calmer and more stable, his or her abilities to receive higher forms of information with fewer distortions is increased, guys. Because there are so many distortions, even on the disclosure, and people, have YouTube channels, all these videos and so on. So I pretty much withdraw from all that. I only, like I said, follow a couple of people, very powerful women, right? Like Ramona and, Lisa Renee. And, that's kind of what then inspires me and moves me forward. And I can share all kinds of information with you guys. The stillness of the mind, right? So you can achieve oneness, guys. Yahshua was saying that. Be still and know that I am God is within you. That's how you reach your higher state of consciousness, when the mind is pure, or when the mind is still. So this is the true teachings of the Essenes of Yahshua. Okay, and it's all about here evolution, right? Evolutionary development of our soul, guys. We're not the body, we're soul. That's why I could even see like the military, my soul siblings. What in the world, guys, are you doing there? You are such a beautiful, delicate soul, and you're working for the cabal or the terrorist organization, and you're in a cold skull and bones. And of course, I was targeted one, and of course, they needed to dispose of my body because danger, right? For what? This national security, homeland security, and all these kind of things. Feel these energies. What are behind it? And also, talking about the dark heads, or the white heads, or the patriots, and so on. Guys, it's not about the names, it's all about the energy. So it doesn't even matter whether you have some kind of symbology on your clothes and all these symbols. Oh my god, this symbol represents this, or this person is this. No, read the frequency vibration. When I start communicating to people, I really don't care what you wear, how you look. It's just like I'm tuning into that presence, right? First through my soul signature, right? Also bringing the higher self online, my cosmic self, my avatar self. And it's like on a computer screen, there are all kinds of data there. I read the archetype. I don't care what kind of car you drive, or of course, if I come to somebody's household or home, right? I immediately, oh my God, if I open somebody's refrigerator, what kind of food that person eats. If I look at person's closet or bathroom, right? It's like Om Namah Shivaya. Then I just read all kinds of energies. And most of the time, it's not a happy energy. It's not a good energy, okay? Because people don't do the hygiene. Not only on that physical, you clean after yourself, but also on that energy hygiene, guys, okay? Prayers, meditation, invoking the violet flame, going to nature, and through the breath work, just like I show you each and every day, you just release everything that you don't need, because things change all the time. Change is constant. So don't worry about the changes. It's like assess each and every morning how you feel, right? That's the protocol, the 5D protocol telos, okay? That's the practice of the evolving self. So like today, I had to pray, Our Father who art in heaven. Again, yesterday, I was munching on pistachios, and I was just wondering whether I'll be okay, because it was already 9 p.m. and I should, not be eating that much. And then, of course, walking on the beach, and again, I had all these downloads and all these, oh my God, what I need to deal with, the military project. And then of course we're dealing with aliens, and even my soul siblings, those are indigo warriors, highly advanced souls. They come from the planet Tara, right? That's the 5th dimension. That's the 2nd density. And of course, we also coming from planet Gaia, okay? That's the 7th, that's the 3rd density, number 3, like the 7th dimension. And we were already born like that, okay? And now for us to resurrect all these energies, so we can become the avatar selves. We're the warrior of light, truth, and divine justice. Okay, like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, right? And the warriors, or who want to kind of expose all these things and speaking truth, the JFK and Marilyn Monroe, and there are other scientists who wanted to speak their truth, and doctors, right, who invented orgonite, and like Tesla, he invented the Tesla towers. Look what happened to them. You're then mentally ill, because they target you with psychotronic weapons, energy directed weapons, okay? Like I said, the military, they have technology, like the crisp technology, hundreds, thousands years in advance. And all this mind control, MK Ultra, has been happening, especially right after World War II, right? The Nazis, the Gestapo came over here, infiltrated the entire infrastructure. So if you want a project for the military, right? So make sure you are harmonizing or transforming all these energies of those negative ones. You cannot be 3D, 4D, guy or girl, like in a military, or like the light workers. You have to know the stuff. You need to know your stuff. You need to know yourself. You have to be self-realized. You have to be really of extremely high frequency vibrations, so you're able to harmonize and transform the energies of the negative ones. They are coming from extremely high densities in those invisible planes of existence. Okay, so this is extremely very, very intense stuff, right? And I'm hoping I'll getting some support, some kind of financial support, because the work that I do, guys, is extreme, even though hardly anybody understands, and people need proof. So I'll see how things are. I really appreciate any kinds of donation. I'm still doing my part-time job, and see how that things goes. I don't have a good luck moving to New York. I think things are postponed, because I am meeting these or in touch with these interesting individuals. All they want right, sexual exchanges, and they have these home houses, nobody lives in them. They can rent you the entire basement floor, right, even with the pool, okay, in those extremely expensive areas. But I said, sorry, you don't have a connection with the divine, right? And all these vaccinations and all the virus, AIA, nano hybrid going on all over the world and all around, even our plasma, our cells, guys. We're in an interesting times, and this is a game, chess game. So make sure you know yourself, you know your role, okay, and you play it the way, you know, your Father, Holy Mother would love you to, right? It means you have to align with God's law, God's will. Not my will, by done be done. Here people have their wishes and desires, that personal kind of ego thing going on. For us, no, that's why we hear of service, sacrifice here, okay? And we need to, right, surrender everything, the prayer of surrender. So the cosmic solar dragons, and the solar rishis of the Himalayan mountains. So that's kind of where I am coming from, okay? Yeah, remember oneness in the universal mind of oneness, guys. So that's the communities in unity, in oneness, right? See the equality. It's not like you look like this, so we judge you or we categorize you. It's the soul connection and heart connection, and, you know, pure energies of love from God, from source, right? It doesn't matter how you look, what kind of race you are, and so on. So that's the unity that we are coming from, right? And so that's why from duality, right, we need to resurrect, you know, the tri-wave, the Trinity, okay, and bring those universal laws back online, so we can all come to this oneness, to this unity, the law of one. Law of, let me see, law of correspondence. I have it here from Lisa Renee, like everything is interconnected, as above so below, okay? So what is manifested in our material world reflects the quality of the thoughts behind the pattern from the unmanifested layers. This principle states there is correspondence between multiple planes of reality, which may form into integrated harmonious interactions delineated as physical, mental, emotional, spiritual planes at the individual microcosm, impacting, intersecting with the collective macrocosm levels. Okay, so we want to understand more about causal reality, causal events happening through us, around us, in our co-creations. As we look to the macro, to the micro, the micro to the macro, we observe the interconnections. We see the patterns that are present there to understand the nature of problems, to understand the nature of conflicts and life lessons. We look beyond the physical, linear thinking of issues. Instead, we look at what exists as it is in the energetic layers that co-created it. We see the pattern and the shadow of what generated that particular situation, guys, okay? And let me see. This is the law of correspondence that is in this book. And law of correspondence. Let me see what she's got here. So the mind gives rise to matter. She talks about 3 planes of existence. Here, Lisa talks about the physical. She talks about 4 planes of existence: the physical, emotional, which is the astral, right? The soul matrix, mental and spiritual. When oneness is present, all those 4 planes are in harmony and agreement. The universal mind is the golden liquid light. Humans are part of this wondrous force field and are co-created to learn to become co-creators in this force field. The law of correspondence holds the oneness together. It is the cosmic glue and connects the physical, mental, and spiritual planes. All laws exist within this interrelatedness or correspondence. All changes in one plane affect all the other planes. Like you see, everything is interconnected. So let me see. Yeah. So here let me see. The universal mind of all is the key to change and to creation. The strengthening of the mind comes from discipline and willpower. The strength of will comes from the heart. Talk about the heart. There's a brain in your heart. You have to purify your mind, and so that the mind can synchronize with the heart, because the heart is all about intuition and it's the inner knowingness. The mind's been programmed. We've been mind control. It's got all kinds of narratives, right? And all kinds of like programs, conditioning, all these limited beliefs. And can you imagine what happens with the MK Ultra, all those guys in the military or the Marines or the super soldiers? How deadly, how devastated it is, because their brain been invaded with AI, with the nanotechnology of the negative ones, okay, and forming the Nazi Neuralink, and then connected to the super quantum computers of the Dark Fleet. They're a hive mind. They cannot think for themselves, okay, and So we're in this pulsating, vibrating field of endless energy, guys. We're infinite. We're timeless. We're eternal because we're energy, right? If you're identifying yourself with the body and just with the words, like with the 3D linear mind, that's why you're not getting these messages. Open your heart and feel. Feel. How are you feeling? What triggers you? Put it down. Do some meditation. Decalcify the pineal gland so you can reach the higher state of awareness, the heightened senses. Open your extrasensory perceptions, your psychic mind, your psychic abilities, because we're dealing with ETs, and especially also the negative ones, with extremely high intelligence, and they're extremely high advanced technology, but they're using it for abuse. They have psionic abilities. They can move matter just through focusing their mind on it. Okay, so that's what we are dealing with, guys. Going within allows the initiate to connect the mind to other planes and dimensions of reality, for it is here that the soul connects with the all. See, there are other dimensions, there are other realities, guys. We all live in our bubble, in our world. This is your world, this is your story, right? Oh, this is your reality. Thank you for sharing. Don't push it on me. Okay, so that's why we need to be wise, and we need to be more intelligent, and it happens through purification of our senses, of our mind, of our feelings and emotions, doing the inner work, so then we can kind of step back and observe with compassion, with loving heart, and then we get the understanding, and then we can see that we all come from the one infinite creator. And let me see, when this connection is made, all power is returned, guys. That's how we get power, when we see everything, everything as oneness. Like, we all come from one. We can see the differences. We're not judging them. We're not criticizing them. We're observing them. And it's like, oh, this person see the situation from this angle. Oh, that person see the situation from that angle. But understand, if you go into your heart, into your center, you build your inner core, strong core. You know that we all come from the one creator, right? That one source. So thank you for teaching me. Thank you for explaining, your reality. And it's all about, expansion of our consciousness. Thank you for, really seeing me this perspective. I didn't see this kind of perspective. Thank you for sharing. And that's pretty much what I do. I don't have many friends, but it's just like we share. Hey, what is happening with the energies? Like, oh, what are you experiencing? Oh, thank you for sharing. I can identify with something. I resonate. Something is just like, maybe it can be looked at it differently, but I don't judge. Like, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Okay, being more diplomatic, being more professional, learning or knowing how to communicate with others. Okay, very important. So, like you see, guys, what is significant about the law of correspondence is that all laws exist within this correspondence. Therefore, all is contained within it. Okay. Since the light divine, is the highest vibrational frequency known to humanity, it is reasonable to conclude that spirit is light, right? We talk about the inner spirit, the Christos, all align with the law of one, align with the light divine. Since spirit is the creator with the power of manifestation, learn to illuminate the mind and the heart with the light of the God force. So work with a state of mind to further your understanding of the law of correspondence. Become that which you already are. Become one with your destiny. Okay, so that's from this book. Okay, The Light Shall Set You Free. And then let's do the law of vibration. I have some notes here as well, but let me first do Lisa Renee, because that's her are 13 principles of natural laws. Okay, so let me see. Energy is consciousness. Consciousness is energy. It contracts or expands to maintain its rate of frequency. The process of how fast or how slow that energy contracts back towards its center point, that is your heart, is the vibration rate. Okay, the combination of both the pattern of vibration, which is our contraction point, and the oscillation, which is our expansion speed, is what determines the frequency rate of all energy and things. And clearly, we're undergoing a rapid frequency vibration. I would say the oscillation speed increase. Guys, didn't you even notice, like, oh my God, everything pretty much that I've been doing within or during those 2 years, even coming here to again back to Florida and kind of working on my videos, or studying and meditating, and even like my 3D job, like Now everything is so increased, guys. You know, in order to not make dramatic changes, right? It's getting harder and harder and harder. Okay. And so it is spinning fast. The spinning speed of our oscillation of frequency, the frequency rate is rapidly increasing. Your chakras, your auras, right? You know, everything is increasing, you know, because we're activating our DNA, right? And like what is happening to us. And some people are just kind of, you know, they're fainting, you know, fainting or nausea. You know, it's like, I don't even understand. I can't think anymore. Where am I? Who I am? Disorientation and confusion. But, you know, if you're imbibed with those positive vibes, it's all good. Just have faith and trust. Walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude. But unfortunately, some people, right, they're lost and confused, but they're surrounded by self with negative vibrations, negative people, work that they don't like. That must be extremely hard and difficult. And with all these addictions or medications or being in very dysfunctional abusive relationship, can you imagine now with these frequencies going on and you're dealing with trauma and with your pain body in an extreme way, because the energies, they're dropping, they're going everywhere, they're flowing through everything. That's why we have to look at, you know, all the issues. We have to see it for what it is. Look at all the skeletons in our closet. Our shadow self needs to be transformed, transmuted. Okay, so everything vibrates at a rate that is either faster or slower, and also rotates, which forms a rate of frequency vibration beyond the material realm into the realm in which everything is conscious energy. Guys, we are consciousness, right? And, you know, working with the laws, you're working with conscious energies. So we need to start becoming conscious, mindful, and aware. Being educated and being in the know, being in the now, in this present moment. So, and what else she is teaching? So that was the law of vibration. And let me just finish the law of vibration here in this book. The light shall set you free. And let me see, the same principle of vibration that applied to the physical world also applies to us and our thoughts, feelings, desires, and will. We each have our own unique sounds, and that perfect sound is who we really are. Perfect sound, guys, when somebody starts speaking, some of us can even recognize what either, you know, what's wrong with that person and what's wrong in the body, how they've been restricted and they were not able to speak their truth. Like I said, if you are not honest with yourself, right, you are not allowed to. We were not allowed to even to speak our truth. Our critical mind, right, it's we don't have that. We don't have the sound judgment. We don't have the power of our mind. That all goes away. All these then distortions and perceptions and all this degradation then becomes because we cannot be truthful to our true feelings. We cannot be really truthful to you know, how we feel, right? And not following intuition, not following our heart. That's how we get distracted. You know, it's like the detour, right? The detour. But unfortunately, you know, those, you know, especially who were abused and violated, right? They were deterred in this extremely negative and tyrannistic way. And so we need the ETs, we need the technology, we need to bring everything into, everything has to be corrected into the right perspective. We need to turn everything right side up, right? The correct math, base 12 mathematics, the sacred geometry, right? All to its original divine blueprint, right? The solar rishis, the yantras, mantras. That's when I surrounded myself with like mandalas, coloring mandalas, right? That's even how you start restructuring yourself and bringing yourself into your original self, so you can have connection with your divine self. Disruptions in our lives, our lifestyle, television, radio, people, and noises in general all serve to keep us from hearing that perfect sound within and from becoming it. Many of the vibrational frequencies in the world work to compete with and disrupt our mental emotional states, keeping us from connecting with the perfection lying dormant inside of us. So many people, like I said, they're disconnected. They have all these homes and houses and villas and this boyfriend, this girlfriend, another this thing here, right? Another car. I mean, they can afford all these things, but they're just like a zombies or robots. You know, where's your connection to your sacredness, to that sacred chamber, to your sacred heart, to your inner Christ, to your inner self? Where is that? So many people that's why they feel confused and lost, because they've been disconnected. The poison in our food, GMO, chemtrails, fluoride in the water, and other horrible chemicals, right? All this programming, conditioning, subliminal messages, being in a trance, just watching some kind of movie, and even cartoons for children, right? Subliminal messages of pedophilia and pornography and Satanism. Our thoughts, emotions, and will send out vibrations into the universe. Every thought or mental state has a corresponding rate and mode of vibration. The higher the vibration, the longer lasting the effects are. The lower the vibration, the more potent the effects are in the short term. So in these dimensions, nothing is assigned meaning, only frequency. That's why, guys, the way I talk, I'm speaking with words, but we are reading energy. Thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and actions are understood for the level at which they reside. An angry person is analyzed objectively as being angry with no value assigned to the behavior. An effort is made to try and understand the behavior, and perhaps a plan is prepared to try and raise the vibrational frequency to a higher level, thus transmuting the anger into something less painful. Okay? So vibrations not only affect us, but also impact the people around us. Positive or negative vibrations may resonate in others and create similar vibrations. If we send out thoughts of envy, criticism, hatred, or jealousy, then the same thought forms are aroused and sent back by others. That's what I'm saying. Nothing is going to escape this law. It's just nothing is going to be, nobody's going to get away with anything. Nothing can be hidden anymore, guys. The energies are here. All these, everything is surfacing. The transparency is the key. Who is who? We all have our past, but we didn't know. I was not informed. There's no where's the communication? And the black magic, how come all this sodomy happening? How come it's not in the news? Mainstream media forget about it, right? That's why you have all kinds of YouTube channels and people are trying to figure out what in the world's been happening for so long. And how come we were not informed? Okay, so, and what else we have here? Our goal is to keep our vibrations as positive and high as possible. This means that we must not let another's negative attitudes penetrate our feelings or mental state. One of the ways to accomplish this is to learn to keep from becoming over-involved in the problems of others. We need to listen carefully, help establish goals for solving the problems, and assist in planning positive outcomes, but we must keep ourselves from taking on the low vibrations emitted by others. Understanding the law of vibration assists us to get in touch with our feelings every moment of the day. Since each thought, feeling, word, and behavior resides on its own frequency, we need to learn to assess how we feel and to choose behaviors and attitudes that only help us evolve. Evolution is why we are here. The law of vibration gives us the basis of knowledge to transcend all that is not in the divine plan and provides us the way to move to higher planes of existence. Guys, I'm going to end right now. There's a little bit more information I wanted to read, but I think this is enough. And we'll continue, and I'll actually will kind of build upon this, okay? We'll have all kinds of, repetition, talking about it over and over and over. So those who are on that ascension journey, who are on a path also, that's the first ray, the God's law, God's will, right? And who are here to bring the divine justice and, establish the divine order here on earth, right? So to me, this is the way to go. This is the ancient teachings coming from the light divine. This is nothing new under the sun. Remember, we're resurrecting all these ancient ones, and we're bringing all this future selves here in this present moment. And that's how we are making the change. We are the change that we want to see in the world, and it's how we are co-creating with the divine, the new earth of peace, of paradise, right? Of divine justice, of solidarity, unity, and joining our cosmic galactic community. Many blessings and namaste. Bye-bye.